Welcome to part 3 of a set of keys, and this is where we go into meditations. And the first group of meditations has to do with phenomenon or meditations that are based upon things that we can observe in this world. And they are in sequence: the Rose Cross meditation, carbon to diamond, volcanoes and earthquakes, our movement, and motionlessness. So we'll start first of all with the Rose Cross meditation. And we need to take a plant that we know personally well and evoke in our imagination its growth right up to flowering. We should note the purity and the beauty of this process. Then we need to imagine how we personally have developed to the stage at which we are at the date in which we are meditating. Note by comparison with the plant how we lack purity and beauty. However, also note the fact that we have total freedom compared with the plant. Then we imagine how our freedom can help us to purify and beautify ourselves through the practice of asceticism or mysticism until the blood that flows in our veins becomes pure as the sap is that flows in the petal of a red rose. Then we imagine our passions and instincts in the form of a black wooden cross, and as a symbol of our victory over them, the form of 7 red roses in a circle flowering at the heart of the cross. We keep this image before the awarenesses as a summary of all our development up to the end of this meditation. There are 2 variations. Instead of imagining 7 red roses at the center of the cross, there can be a circle of 7 stars around it. We can change the colors of the cross in sequence as follows: the black cross with red roses, to a green cross with yellow roses, to a blue cross with white roses, a white cross with clear roses, that is transparent, a transparent cross with luminescent roses, a luminescent cross, and stars in a circle around it. The next meditation is carbon to diamond. We just imagine as vividly and precisely as we possible how, through the effect of heat and pressure within the earth, coal, which is carbon, is transformed into diamond, which is the purest and the hardest of substances known to man. As a variation, we need to realize that the coal is a symbol of we ourselves in our present state, and the diamond is the symbol of what we hope to become one day through our own self-development along this inner path. Volcano and earthquake are interesting to meditate also. Imagine the following. Simply you imagine the earthquake or the eruption of a volcano as expression of the movement of the earth. And the earth moves as if it is a living being. The results are only damaging earthquakes when there is resistance to the movement or to the development. And the results of a volcanic eruption are damaging because what should be within the earth rises forcefully to the surface. What is the relative scale of a human being before such forces? Or put it a different way, what are the equivalent processes within our own beings where we have inner processes that should not rise to the surface, or where we have inner movements that cause stresses in our outside life? Movement. This is an interesting exercise, and it is one that helps you to develop consciousness of your subtle body. So seated with your feet on the floor, first of all imagine moving one leg, then the other, then stretching them both, then walking and running, whilst at all times leaving the legs perfectly relaxed and still the whole time. This exercise can be the starting point for various etheric actions later on. Motionlessness is a useful variant on the movement meditation. It's also useful as a variant on the free action exercise. This is a variation where you just focus on the feet and forget about everything else. And we remain motionless. We just live in our feet for a while. This has its own point in that it helps us to refocus on the earthly. And it becomes a kind of antidote to flying too close to the sun, so to speak. In other words, when we are at risk of illusion. Thank you for listening this far. This is all there is at this stage. The next group deals with mantrams, which are very important in their own right. Thank you.